What's poppin'? Welcome back to my channel. I will be reviewing Toya and Reginae, episode 5, Walter's Crew. And we on a road trip with the family in the van on our way to New Orleans for the family reunion. For the family reunion. Hey! Everybody is doing their own thing in the van. And Toya is asking them, do they know what they're going to do in New Orleans? And I thought it was so cute when Ray stood up and raised her hand and said, we having a family reunion. In addition to the family reunion, Toya gives the family the rundown of what they're going to be doing in New Orleans, okay? The first day, they're going to visit Rudy and Josh, great as an entire family. And they do this every time they're in New Orleans. I feel like that is so good that they visit them. And the next one is they included Red's event. He want to go bike riding through New Orleans to tour the city. And then this is the family reunion. Toya finally agrees to go to therapy with Casey, and everybody is ecstatic. They clapping. They like, yay! She finally agrees to go with Casey to the therapist. And I like to see Casey happy. He looks like a better man when he is happy. But in the confessional, she's like, she hopes this therapist works because Casey has a lot of demons that he needs to work out with. Because she's tired of the behavior when he is nice and then the niceness don't last too long. Okay? And then he's flipping out once again. And I like how supportive Red is to his wife because he gives her good advice about how to handle the therapist. Only thing that she can do is be open and honest in the therapy session. I like, if you want progress, that's all you can do is be honest and open. Because how you going to get the help that you need if you're not? That makes no sense to me. Okay? And they finally get to the house, and let me tell you, this mansion is bad. It look like it could be on MTV Cribs. You heard? I said, I want the house. Reginae want the house. That house was bad. And let me tell you, it had a pool. It had 2 columns in front of the house. And I love houses with columns. It had the glass door. Okay? And then you could see the spiral steps. And then when you walk inside, it has many rooms. Yo, it was nice. Whoever decorated the mansion did a fabulous job. I love the decor in that house, okay? And I said I didn't know you could rent mansions in as an Airbnb. I didn't know that, child. I think that's nice that people could do that. So everybody is in the house. They is getting to their rooms, meeting it. And they have 2 extra rooms. One, they have a massage parlor. I said, what? Not a massage parlor. Not Ms.Anita going down memory lane with Toya daddy talking about, oh, she could use that massage parlor for her daddy now. I said, Ms.Anita trying to get her freak on now. All right. And then they had a secret room where they had a game room. It looked like a bookshelf, but you could open it, and then there was nothing but a pool table in it. I thought that was so freaking cool. So freaking cool. To have a hidden room. If you want to get lost in the house and nobody can really find you, but you're in the game room. That was so cool. And then Toya gave Casey the room that looked like it was for kids. He would be sharing that with his dad and maybe the other small children. Casey was like, oh, why am I getting the room that looks like it's boot camp? Because Casey act like a child, so he get the room that look like it's for kids. Okay. But I like how he responded. He responded with joy and excitement, and he was grateful at the end of the day. And I really like that. So it is the next day, and it's morning, and everybody is jumping out with their SUVs, and we're at Josh and Rudy's cemetery. The dad is there, his small little children, and some other family members that we have not seen on the show were there. Those who were supposed to be there all showed up to Josh in Rudy's cemetery. And Rain has never gotten to meet her uncles that passed away. And Toya tells Rain that she was named after Rudy because his name is Ryan, I think. And I thought that was so cute that Toya incorporated her brother's name with her daughter. That's something physically she could hold on to her brother by giving her daughter that name. And Toya feel like Rain and Rudy would have been the best of friends, but she would have got along with both brothers because they have some similarities with each other and they would have loved Rain. Beatty feels like the death of her brothers have torn the family apart and they have never been the same. So they at the cemetery, and I like how they call Walter, the son, to include him at the cemetery to say what's up. And he said a little piece to his little brother. But I feel like as a parent, children need guidance. I would like to know, where was Ms.Anita and the father Walter when these kids was running the streets? Was there nobody to guide them in the right direction? Or was they guide them in the right direction, but they was not willing to listen? And you should teach your children about peer pressure. My mother have always gave me conversations about don't fall into the trap of peer pressure. Because when kids go to school, they want to be with a crowd. And I'm like, was all of Anita's sons in the street because due to peer pressure? Or was it due to the fact that the father wasn't really in their life like that? So, like, since they was missing a father present in their life, they wanted to run the streets. I'm not sure. But I said that I'm sorry for the loss of their brother Josh and Rudy. I feel like Walter and Casey should take the deaths of their brothers as an eye-opener to change their life around. You don't want to go back to jail, and you definitely don't want to wind up in the grave. I hope the death of their brothers could teach them a lesson to change their life around. And this is not the road they want to go down. So they could be here for their children, because their children need them. It is the day of the sibling therapy session between Casey and Toya. And baby, let me tell you something. It was some tea being spilled in this therapy session. I'm like, what? Shut your mouth. Oh my God, I can't. Yo, Casey is a mess too. Let me tell you. So the therapist asked him, why are we here today? He says, I'm here to restore the relationship with my sister so we can move forward. And Toya think it's all fine and dandy for the therapy session, but Toya really want Casey to put his words to action and not just talking. She want him to walk it like he talking. Toya want Casey to be more action and less talking. Because that's all Casey do is say one thing and he doesn't do nothing. Or he fall back on his promise. What got me is that he says the family does not respect him. He said he might say something and he feel like he say something. He want them to know his word is law. I'm like, what? Shut up. Casey crazy. I like, that is not how things go. Casey gotta understand. For people to respect you, you have to earn that respect. And have Casey have earned that respect amongst his family due to his behavior? I don't think so. So people is not gonna respect what he say if he is not showing accountability and that he's a man of his word. And Toya said something that I thought was eye-opening. She said Casey's behavior changed after the second time he went from prison. So I'm like, y'all notice a changed behavior that when he came from prison the second time. So what happened in that prison to him that made him behave the way he did? It could have been anything. I don't know if Casey's gonna be open enough to tell whatever happened to him in the prison for him to traumatize him for his behavior of him crashing out like that. Anything could have happened. He could have had problems with the CO, another inmate. We don't never know what happened in that prison the second time for him to have changed his behavior like that. Something dramatic had to happen the second time for him to be crashing out. after he got out of prison the second time. And the rift between Toya and Casey is that Casey could be mean and very evil towards his sister Toya, because she reveals that Casey be blaming her for Josh and Rudy death. And I'm saying that's not cool. If my sibling blame me for somebody death, I would not accept that type of behavior. I like, no, don't you put that on me. I don't like that. And I'm beginning to see why Toya want an apology from him, because that's not cool. Him blame Toya for her brother's death is crazy. And he be like, oh, I be just saying that because I get mad. And the real reason they beefing is because he can't see his son. The baby mother won't let him get his son. He said Walter could get the son, Toya could get the son. Toya revealed that when he get his son, he left him in a car at the casino. He be crashing out. He be cursing. Have him around smoking weed. And he don't never follow the baby mama rules. And I said if I was the baby mama, I wouldn't want him around my son either, doing those type of activities. Because I said, by you doing that, you're putting your son's life in danger. When you have your kid, you have to be observant, alert, and present for your kid. Like, how you going to have your kid and you barely not paying him no attention? And anything can happen in a few minutes by doing all these type of activities. So now I see why that he really don't like Toya, because everybody could get the son but him. And he was like, oh, I do for my kid. He was like, oh, I do for my kid. He said, I buy Jordans. I buy clothes. I said, being a parent is being present. Yes, it takes clothes, buying clothes and things for them. But it takes more than that. Kids need discipline, guidance, and love. It takes more than clothes and that to be a parent. I said, that's good. That's helpful and everything. But you need to be more involved in your kid life, because your son is going to grow up and he like, my father wasn't there. And these men fail to realize they will get old. The way you treat your kid, the one that you mistreat probably is going to be the one that have to take care of you in your old age. So be careful how you treat your children, because you might have to get sick, and that same kid that you mistreated might have to take care of you in your sickness. Because men think they don't get sick, and they happen to get sick in old age, and somebody has to take care of them. And it's always the one that they mistreat have to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? And Casey, you don't know if your son have to take care of you as you get older. You don't never know. Be careful what you say about people, and be careful how you treat people. Because the same person you mistreat, you might have to need them at the end. I know this, right? Men who barely do anything for their children is gonna always say they do for their kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what is preventing Casey from being there. I said if Casey wanna be a better father, why he don't take parenting classes? Like, sign up for all kind of classes. Read some books on how to be a better father. I don't know. Child, I'm just suggesting. Child, I don't know. Casey says the old him is behind him and this is the new him. He will do better. But Toya once again want to see action for Casey, because he says the same thing over and over and no progress be happening with Casey. So I hope he could work it out. I think Casey, you should continue therapy, get some parenting classes, and see what other classes that you could take to make you a better father, a better man. I don't care if you're a man or woman. If you birth kids into this world, take care of your seed. That is your seed. I see if it wasn't your seed, but it is your blood. How can you feel comfortable getting up every day and looking yourself in the mirror as a man, not taking care of your own flesh and blood? A child that came out of your loins. I could never understand it from a mother or a father. Because children are blessings. Some people cannot even have children, and God gave you a gift, and that's how you treat the gift. Like it's trash. Oh my God, I don't like it. I don't like it. We as adults need to do better as being a better mother and father to our children, so they could be productive citizens in society. It's actually nighttime in New Orleans, and we are doing red activity, bike riding through New Orleans, and I actually like this scene. This scene seemed like it was fun. Everybody was enjoying itself. Danielle was like, she didn't want no part of it because it had to do with exercising. She like, this, she could have been left out of it. But it seemed like everybody had a good time. Casey had a good time. Red had a good time. Reginae, everybody had a good time. And I love family activities. I love when family is spending quality time together and everybody is having fun. That is why I love this scene. And Reginae was being nervous because she really couldn't ride a bike. And Casey was just being wild with it. Okay, he was just being wild with it. He was just riding all over the place. And people was like, oh my God, look at Casey. He needs to calm the hell down because he was just all over the place. And you know what I like about the bikes? They had the lights around the bike. And I thought that was so freaking cool. They had like the glow-in-the-dark lights around the bikes. So as they was coming into New Orleans, because they was on the highways and the byways and stuff like that, coming into the city, downtown New Louisiana, and they just waving to the people waving back. They took a break, and the baby mama and Toya had a conversation. And it is revealed that the baby mama says Casey doesn't do anything, nothing physically or financially for his son Cameron. So I'm like, do you believe Casey or the baby mama that? Because Casey is saying one thing and the baby mama is saying something different. So I'm like, their story is not adding up. Because one saying he do for the kid, the other one saying they don't do for the kid. The baby mama and Casey need to talk. And what I don't like about Casey is why everybody is talking for Casey. Why is Casey not going to the baby mama and asking him, could he see his kid? I am so confused. Unless the baby mama don't want to interact with him on TV, I don't know. Unless that's her wish, it's understandable. But why would you think the baby mama say he doesn't do anything unless he doesn't do anything? In Casey's mind, he really think he does do something because something is not clicking in his mind. I don't know. It's weird. That's crazy. But I said for the sake of his son, I wish Casey would do better. Just do better. After she talks with the baby mama and everything, they get back onto the bike. They begin to ride even further. So as they get to ride further down, I think near the water, her and Danielle begin to talk, and she about to tell her all about the tea. I said, Danielle already know this. Danielle is not surprised. But she was like, she could have skipped this event out because she could have ate and stayed. I know this right, girl. Yeah, but I would have enjoyed the bike ride. That bike ride seemed fun. Everybody want to know, is Toya going to meet with Mel at the end of the show? They've been prolonging this. Toya and Mel sit down and have this conversation. And then something happens. You hear somebody screaming. And then it's Red. Then Toya begins to run over there. And you see Red on the floor. And it's him pranking Toya that he fell off the bike. I thought that wasn't cool either. I wouldn't have liked it either if somebody did that to me. That's not how you prank people. And everybody was in on the prank. Everybody was in on the prank. That was so not cool. God, what if something really happened to you? But I like that even though Toya was upset and frantic, Red was loving on his wife. I thought that was cool. He was like, oh, I just want to do it. I'm sorry. It is the next day and the siblings arrive to the mansion. Everybody have their blue and white shirts. Says Walter Crew. The lady who did the tree and hung all the pictures on as the family tree did a good job. The food looked good. The kids was enjoying themselves. They was in the pool. And I said Walter has good looking children and they all do look alike. Even though they don't have the same mothers. They all look alike. And the young boy do look like Casey's twin. So Walter has children from 45. The oldest and the youngest is 12. Damn. Walter been getting around. He been getting around. Casey needs to try to be a comedian, because when he greeted his little brother, he was like, this is the white child of the family. I'm like, oh my God. Casey is up too much. He definitely should try to be a comedian to see how that works and see if he like it. Maybe that could help him with his issues that he's going through. Maybe if he could talk it out on stage, that could be some kind of form of therapy for him. And they all took a family photo, and everybody looked so freaking gorgeous. So the family is sitting down, they talking, getting to know each other. And the mother, Ms.Anita, and the father, Walter, is going at it between each other about how the relationship went and why he didn't marry Ms.Anita. And he was like, why am I marrying Ms.Anita? And she's a woman that goes to the casino on Friday and don't come back till Monday. Ms.Anita was like, you in every woman's house in the corners. Know what I'm saying? Even though it didn't work out between Ms.Anita and Walter, Ms.Anita was still feeling some kind of way, and she wanted an apology from him. And then she got mad at Toya. Toya like, why you getting mad at me? He right there. She like, because he your daddy. Yo, it was a mess. Walter cannot use that as an excuse on to why he did not marry Ms.Anita, because he is a man with 17 children. So that means he has multiple baby mamas. What was his excuse of not marrying the other woman? Not every woman he dated was in the casino on Friday and returned Monday. Clearly, he had commitment issues. Because, sir, what happened to the woman after her and then the woman after her? What was the excuse for that? I said Walter is a good-looking man, and I could see why Ms.Anita want to get back with him. But baby, ain't he with somebody else? The 12-year-old mama? He ain't with the 12-year-old mama? Oh no. Because I'm not understanding. You have 17 kids. Ain't not one of them relationships worked out? I like, you got all these baby mamas. I said the problem had to be him. That's just my opinion. It had to be him. And what I thought was so funny, the lady wanted to use, it was an old lady who wanted to use the bathroom, and she showed her natural ass on natural television. I like, why they show that woman ass like that? They gonna let that woman in the bathroom. That was crazy. And they showed one girl who said they give Walter the business. I said, good for her. She probably holds her father accountable, honey. And she ain't taking no mess from her father. I know this, right? Hold your father accountable. In my opinion, back in the day, Walter seemed like he was a 3 or 4 in the corners. That's just me. And you can't build no 3 or 4 into no husband. All right? And I said Walter must have had a good job to take care of 17 kids. He must have had a hell of a job. But I hope Walter changed for the good, and he's a better man than what he used to be. Ms.Anita is looking for love. Why she don't go on a date? Why she don't go on a couple of dates and they just show her going on dates with different men so she could find true love? Ms.Anita wants some loving too, honey. Yes. She like, I ain't dead. Stormed the hell out of there because she didn't like what the father was saying. She's thrown right out of there, child. But I thought it was funny. I'm like, they having this conversation around his other children. They were like, hey, you should have seen the children's faces. Like, oh, it's getting juicy and hot in here. Yes, they crazy. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.